This is Duke University.
So I got 4 things that you can do, and I will stop with those, to think about moving toward resistance in this sustainability, resistance in favor of sustainability. And the first is really just kind of about education, and that's figure out who owns your diet. Figure out which corporations are dominating your life through your food. For me, up until a couple of years ago, there's no question that was soda. I was so addicted to soda. I mean, I had a six-pack a day easily, and I started trying to substitute different kinds of drinks. And one of the things I realized is that virtually all of them are owned by the same companies, whether it's bottled water or Crystal Light or whatever, Nestea, iced tea. The control they have over the non-alcoholic drinks we drink is profound, and it will really make you mad. It will really, really make you mad. Now, the other thing for me that had to sort of be called into question was fast food. And I love the stuff. It tastes great, doesn't it? But I found it pretty easy to, scale that back by about 90%, maybe even 95%. And hopefully you can find some of those small victories as you educate yourself about who owns your food. Just start there. Start with what's in your cupboards and refrigerator. Second thing to do is go to a farmer's market. If you've never been, it's probably one of the coolest things on earth. We have them in Durham on Wednesday and Saturday. They're at Duke on Friday. There's a great one Friday night in Saxbaha where they have music. And even if you don't cook, commit yourself to buy one thing and figure out something to do with it. It's really not that hard. If you don't have any cookbooks, go on Google and just, type in kale, and you'll get a lot of options for what to do with it. On that note, if you are heterosexual and live in mixed gender households, also try to make sure that the woman in the household doesn't get the lion's share of the burden. We can't return to a world where women are doing double duty, doing the cooking, doing the cleaning up, and working full time. It's got to be shared labor. So when you figure out what to do with your kale, get your husbands and boyfriends involved in it. Both of those are pretty easy, and they'll make a big difference. You'll be educating yourself through your own food choices, and you'll have fun figuring out what to do with figs, right? I mean, some of the stuff at the market is so exotic that it becomes like a game. The next one's not quite so easy, and it takes a long time, and it's hard to figure it out how to do it. But for my personal way of looking at this, which is largely about animal welfare and stuff going on the matrix, stop eating factory farm meat. Stop eating meat that's cheap. It's actually a different product than free range or pasture raised or grass fed. I mean, all those labels mean the animals you're eating are not found in these kind of CAFOs. It's a lot more expensive. I'm not going to kid you. It is probably 3, maybe 4 times more than factory farm meat, but it's a completely different product. It's not filled with hormones, not filled with antibiotics, not polluting North Carolina, especially with hog waste. It's friendly toward the animals. It's better toward you for your health, and we just have to say no to factory farm meat. It's a tough one on the wallet, but and you'll have to eat less, but that's probably good for you. Along with that, this is sort of 3B, and this is really hard. Try to eliminate factory farmed dairy and eggs, because again, the factory farm dairy and eggs that are 79 cents a pound, are not the same product as eggs that are $3 or $4 a pound. They are, all filled with the antibiotics and pesticides and hormones that just as much as the meat. Cesar Chavez, in one of the last speeches he made before his death, said, if you're really concerned about animal welfare and you really want to reduce animal suffering, start eating meat and stop eating dairy and eggs. And the reason for that is because meat animals live very short lives and suffer only during that period. Milk cows and laying hens are tortured as long as they'll produce, and sometimes that can be a couple of years. And the overall effect of industrialization on dairy and eggs has been horrific. So as much as you can, buy cheese made from non-CAFO cows and eggs that are free range. And also, this is 3C. The situation with fish is really dire. Farmed fish is not the answer. Wild catching many kinds of fish is not the answer. We'll talk about fish if you want in the Q&A, but fish are in really bad shape compared to animals and dairy, I'll tell you. So finally, number 4, and I'll stop. If you can make those changes, any of those changes in your life, that's wonderful. But recognize that there are lots of people right here in Durham who can't. They can't make those changes because they don't have access to either income or stores. I have a Mal's student who is writing a project on grocery stores in Durham, and she has done a lot of statistics, and I wish I had brought them. I emailed her but didn't get a response. But the one thing that she says that stuck out in my mind is that one grocery store in East Durham serves 20,000 people. 19 grocery stores at South Point serve 20,000 people. And so if you are in what we call a food desert, where you don't have access to any fresh food, where your only choices are McDonald's or Slim Jims at the gas station, we all need to pay attention to that. Those people cannot change their lives if they don't have transportation, and if they don't have access to farmers market, and if they don't have access to even a grocery store. We need to sort of figure out how to restructure this, take it out of the hands of the industry, put it back in the hands of the people. Thanks.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.